Cameron Highlands is the popular hill resort located in the northwest Pahang. Located high in the middle of Titiwangsa Range, Cameron Highlands is renowned by local Malaysians and foreigners due to its chilly climate, contrast to the hot and humid lowlands. Famous for its chilly climate, Cameron Highlands produce tea and vegetables that is almost impossible to cultivate in the lowland Peninsular Malaysia. And how did the unexplored territory in the middle of the mountain turn into a hill resort and plantation? Let's drive on the Route 59 and explore interesting places in Cameron Highlands while understand of how the narrow roads shaped the highlands into a popular local escapade. The journey today starts at Ringlet, the first town right after crossing the Perak-Pahang border. Until the year 2004, the only route to and from Cameron Highlands was via Perak between Tapah and Ringlet, a sight of relief with wide open farms after miles of passing through narrow and dizzying road. Due to mountainous terrains, less fertile land and dense jungle, the highlands was practically less desirable for Malays to settle than the flat and fertile river valleys. Before the British colonization in the late 18th century, even the previous European colonizers such as Portuguese and Dutch did not venture deep and far due to the harshness and high cost of exploration. Therefore, Titiwangsa Range remained off limits for the Europeans until British came and conducted land surveys to accurately measure the border of the Malay states in the late 19th century. Okay, let's get off from the car and walk into the first destination, Cameron Tea Valley. In the old maps of Malaya in the 19th century, the area of what is today Cameron Highlands was labelled as unexplored country. Some maps label the highlands as inhabited by Sakai tribes, which is obsolete and currently derogatory term for orang asli. Cameron Highlands got its name from William Cameron, a British surveyor assisted by Kulub Riau, who surveyed the mountainous central Titiwangsa Range in 1885 to measure the border between Pahang and Perak. They both climbed the mountain and found a plateau with an altitude of 1,800 meters, a flat land above the mountains. While the valley was recorded by Cameron, he did not pinpoint the exact location of his findings as the area was never properly mapped before. Therefore, the subsequent survey expeditions concluded that the highland plateau mentioned by Cameron is present-day Cameron Highlands, which is on the Pahang side. In 1920, Supashat Bansal, an agro bond merchant, won a contract to supply food and ration for Tapah Cameron Highlands road construction. By 1925, after the visit of Sir George Maxwell, Chief Secretary to the Government of Federated Malay States, Cameron Highlands was started to be developed as a hill station. The road to Cameron Highlands was opened in the year 1926. The road then was narrower than the present narrow road. With the newly built road, this tea plantation was opened and cultivated up to this day. Chilly climate and steady rainfall makes the area found suitable for tea, the bloodlife of the British. Producing tea locally means lower tea price and lesser reliance on imported tea from India. Cameron Valley Tea Plantation produces Barat tea, and due to its location near the main road, it is one of the focal tourist destinations in the highland. Even as the Barat tea is less popular than another tea brand exists in Cameron Highlands, Barat Tea Plantation is frequently visited as its location is near with main road between Ringlet and Tanah Rata. After paying 4 ringgit to enter the plantation, let's start the walking descent to the valley below. A tram ride costs 20 ringgit, while walking means that 16 ringgit savings for a box of tea at the gift shop. Tea is widely cultivated in Cameron Highlands and fulfilling much of the Malaysia's local tea consumption. Other than here in Cameron Highlands, there is a smaller tea plantation in Sabah. Tea is harvested in the morning by plucking the young buds on the top of the trees, either by hand, by shear or by machine, which explains the flat tea tree top. Due to its labour-intensive work, foreign workers often been employed in the plantation to pluck the tea leaves in the plantation. A few years back, most of the visitors only walked around the gift shop and tea house near the main road. Further entry was forbidden. Today, there are simple facilities for the visitors to walk and take pictures in the middle of the plantation in the social media era. Walk downhill from the tea house is challenging enough due to steepness. Now it is time to climb up the hill. I saved 16 ringgit walking compared to riding the tram, but then the savings eventually spent for a bottle of ointment for the painful feet. After climbing up the hill back to the entrance, let's keep on going to the next destination, Tanah Rata. Welcome to Tanah Rata, the district capital of Cameron Highlands. The town contains district office, government offices, public square and hospital. And the town also contains Terminal Frisia, which is the express bus terminal. To most of the tourists in Cameron Highlands, the Tanah Rata has a few attractions worthy to visit. I visited Mardi Agro Technology Park located nearby, about 1 km east of the town. And you might ask, what is so interesting about the Mardi Agro Technology Park at Tanah Rata? What if I told you that the first tea trees grown in Cameron Highlands located neither at Cameron Valley Plantation nor both plantations, but here at Tanah Rata? Mardi Agro Technology Park has a small experimental tea plantation planted since 1927. Together with the first tea plantation, the first tea factory in Cameron Highlands is located nearby, built in 1935. Today, the factory is not actively producing tea and open only for the group tour visit. Other than small experimental tea plantation, there are plants widely cultivated in Cameron Highlands such as strawberry and vegetables. In addition, there are crops that are experimentally planted but not commercially cultivated yet, such as apples, grapes and pears. Unlike the other major attractions in Cameron Highlands, Mardi Agro Technology Park is relatively quiet and there is hardly any people here. The ticket price for Malaysians is RM6.50 for the adult, RM2.50 for senior citizens and children under 12 years old. Children under 6 years old and disabled can enter for free. In general, Tanah Rata retained the small town vibe, surrounded by jungles and hills. Because the earthwork for large-scale development caused the risk of landslide. Just look like there, like the man-made slope right there, collapse. For some reason, there is a replica of hobbit dwellings in Mardi. Maybe Frodo and Sam have retired from the Lord of the Rings expedition and have successfully applied for Malaysia My Second Home program and live here. I visited here mainly to visit the first tea trees in Cameron Highlands, but the view at the Agro Technology Park is quite pleasant. Let's exit the park, start the car engine and drive to the next town, Brinchang. Brinchang is the largest town in Cameron Highlands, the centre of commerce and hotel accommodations. I booked a room in a hotel in Brinchang as the only shopping mall in the district is located nearby. And there is no air conditioner in the room. And yes, being a YouTuber is not make you rich. Other influencers might be lying to you. Unlike most towns in Malaysia, Brinchang is quite compact and that is easy to walk around the town in a chilly weather. However, as in the case of typical Malaysian city planning, urban planning, there is almost no pedestrian path to walk to. This segment of Route 59 used to be severely congested during weekends and public holidays. Since the year 2017, traffic diversion is made where the main road becomes southwards, one-way road towards Tanah Rata, while the northward traffic was diverted to a road west of the town. As the night approaches and tourists start to return from the tea plantations and farms, food stalls were set up when the temperature drops. Typical temperature in Cameron Highlands is around 18 to 21 degrees Celsius, much cooler than the rest of the peninsula. Brinchang houses district police headquarters, fire station and the only shopping mall in the whole district, Centrum. All within walking distance, but there is no complete pedestrian path to walk on. At least safe. Therefore, pedestrians dangerously walk at the outside and cross the street without zebra crossings. With the magic of video editing, Brinchang becomes alive at night. Boom! Unique in Cameron Highlands, the buildings are designed with mock Tudor architecture, a legacy of British colonial rule. The reason is that the oldest buildings built in Cameron Highlands resemble mock Tudor design, as the cool weather reminds British officers stationed in Malaya of their faraway homeland. And not only these malls have this design, but also district office, hospital and several hotels are designed in mock Tudor architecture. Remember the fire station? Also mock Tudor design. The current temperature is 19 degrees Celsius, cold by Malaysian standard. After walking for a while in the cold weather, let's replenish the energy. Therefore, welcome to Fami World Food, where we try the food available in Brinchang. I decided to eat corn in a cup as corn is served hot and fresh, locally cultivated, 6 ringgit per cup. Cameron Highlands is packed on weekends as people from Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh and Penang could escape city and heat for a day or two, a popular family vacation destination. There are ranges of accommodations from budget lodges to luxury hotels, thus Cameron Highlands is still affordable to visit by ordinary Malaysians. Because the night is getting dark, let's continue the trip the next day, shall we? Good morning, Brincang. Let's start the car engine to the next destination. After Brincang, there are rows and rows of greenhouses where vegetables and strawberries are cultivated. Unlike tea trees that can tolerate heavy rainfall, vegetables need to be protected from the excessive rain, thus the greenhouse cover. I will talk more about the greenhouses later, upstream the road. Road 59 between Brincang and Kia Farm is windy but wide. Approaching Kia Farm where people rush to the morning market to buy fresh vegetables, a frequent traffic jam spot. As for now, we just drive forward. After reaching the junction, I turn left towards Mount Brincang Road to visit another tea plantation. This time, it is Boh Tea Plantation at Sungai Palas. The road is only fit for one car passing through, definitely a challenging drive for a small city car like this. Unlike in other places in Malaysia where car horn is considered rude, horn is tolerated on this road to Sungai Palas as there are numbers of blind corners where you cannot see the other side. And add with the Malaysians' habit of driving fast and furious, at least horn gives an early warning to the upcoming vehicles from the opposite direction. The view of tea plantation is fantastic, but the eyeballs need to focus on the road. Turning right to Boh Sungai Palas Tea Plantation. Arriving at Boh Sungai Palas Visitor Centre. The Visitor Centre is located uphill above the workers' quarters. Another hill to conquer. Oh well. The view is definitely a treat after driving on a narrow and windy road with scary cliffs just centimeters from the car. It is surprising to see so many people at Sungai Palas as the location is quite remote compared to Barat Tea Plantation I visited the day before. Let's walk into the visitor centre and learn a bit about Boh Tea. In 1929, a British businessman named John Archibald Russell or Archie Russell opened the first commercial tea plantation in Cameron Highlands at Habu near Ringlet, which is not here. For the viewers who watch my previous videos in this channel, his name might sound familiar. I talked about the role of John Archibald Russell in the developing Batu Arang town as the main source of coal in British Malaya in the previous video, because coal is a strategic source in the early 20th century because the coal used for powering electricity, generating electricity, heating steam engines for turbines, industries, and makes railway project in British Malaya possible because trains need to have coal to move the carriages, the wagons. To know more about the town of Batu Arang and what happened after the closure of the coal mines, the link to watch this video is up here. With the profits of coal mining, Russell diversified its business to tea plantation. As Batu Arang coal mines was closed since 1960, tea becomes the key business for the current descendants of Archie Russell. Malaysia produced around 10,000 tons of tea annually for both local consumption and export. In the year 2022, Malaysia exported about 7,291 tons of tea according to Department of Agriculture Malaysia, which is a lot. The export market is mainly to neighbouring countries such as Singapore, Thailand and Indonesia, while imported tea mainly from mass-produced tea from Sri Lanka, Kenya and India, or special tea like oolong tea from China. There is an old tea factory nearby, but it is closed for renovations. Climbing the hill and walking in the chilly weather makes me hungry. Therefore, welcome again to the Fami World Food, where we try the food in both visitor center. I ordered curry noodles and banana carrot cake served with mint tea. The mint tea is just a normal packaged boh tea that is sold in the gift shop nearby and any supermarket. There's nothing special, just the same. And what makes the meal special is not the serving, but the magnificent view of rolling hills covered with tea trees. Hot curry noodles and mint tea is a perfect relief in the chill weather. After about 1 hour in the visitor center, it is time to go to another place. Going further the road, four-wheel drive such as Land Rover or Hilux is a necessity as the road is not suitable for city cars. Traffic congestion do happen at Mount Brinchang Road due to narrow road. However, on the most working days, only locals and occasional plantation machines use this road, thus it is empty most of the time. Before leaving Cameron Highlands, let's go shopping at Kia Farm and see the produce of the Highlands. Kia Farm is located 4 kilometers northeast of Brinchang. Due to its limited space, parking is quite tricky. In the car, the slope going down might look less scary than it looks. This is how steep the slope in Kia Farm is. At Kia Farm, local products such as corn, vegetables, sweet potatoes and strawberries are sold. In fact, Cameron Highlands is famous for its strawberries. What berries? And here is a tip: if you bought fresh strawberries in Cameron Highland, make sure to finish all the strawberries before leaving the highland. The reason is that the heat and the humidity turn the strawberry sour when it reaches Kuala Lumpur and the lowlands, because even the strawberries are stressed with the city life. As Kia Farm becomes the focal attraction for tourists, it becomes the cause of long traffic now on Route 59. There is no alternative route between Brinchang and Kuala Terla up north, thus all traffic must pass through Kia Farm. And let's go back into the car, brace the traffic jam and return to the lowlands. After Kia Farm, there is little to see as the attractions are relatively new or under construction. The area between Kia Farm and Blue Valley, the northern end of Route 59, is dominated by greenhouses. Let's talk about the greenhouses. Greenhouses are built so that the cultivation of vegetables are possible. Due to the heavy rainfall, the tropical rainfall, vegetables can only thrive all year round, protected in the greenhouses. And bear in mind the population of Malaysia kept increasing year by year, and so does the demand for vegetables. Thus, the mountainous jungle was cleared and slope terraced for the greenhouses. Compared to the cultivation of tea where the natural slopes are maintained, terraced greenhouses causes landslides and soil erosion. Of course, vegetables are essential to the health, but vegetable cultivation in Cameron Highlands caused the destruction of forests and loss of wildlife habitat. Any vegans want to answer that? Jungle clearance and rapid development of high-rise hotels and apartments caused the temperature to rise in tandem with the global climate change. Cameron Highlands today is not as cool as 20 years ago, which is I still remember. Between Kuala Terla and Kampung Raja, there is an interesting sight on the road if you see carefully. The local vehicles are dominated by white Hilux. Other four vehicles drive, but mostly Hilux. And interestingly, there is no specific rule that the local vehicles in Kampung Raja must be white in colour in order to be legal on the road, because this is not Turkmenistan where all cars must be white by the law. For some reason, white Hilux become the primary choice for the local farmers. For those who know the reason why Kampung Raja is filled with white Toyota Hiluxes, you may comment down below. Kampung Raja used to be the last major settlement before the road reached the dead end. Since the year 2004, new road linking Kampung Raja and Route 185 connecting Cameron Highlands with Ipoh Perak and Southern Kelantan. As we are exiting Kampung Raja, the road becomes wider and steeper as the road is suited for the 21st century vehicles, fast and steeper. Ipoh, the nearest major city, is only 66 km away. Arriving at the end of Route 59 where the road meets Route 185 across Mantun Road between Simpang Pulai Perak and Bukit Payong, Terengganu. I talk about the second East-West Highway where the original plan for the East-West Highway was between Sungai Siput and Kuala Berang. The alignment later moved northwest from Greek in Perak to Jeli in Kelantan due to strategic and security reasons. To know more about the second East-West Highway and why it is not really a fully properly highway, you might ask, the link to watch this video is right there above. Click. This section of second East-West Highway is a Super 2 highway type wide and suitable for modern vehicles. After the opening of this highway, Cameron Highlands turned from a district with a dead-end road into a major road interchange. Vehicles from Tapah in the south, Ipoh in the west, Kuala Lipis to the southeast and Gomusang to the east all could converge in Cameron Highlands. Due to increasing ease of access, traffic congestion started to worsen each year. Vehicles from Kuala Lumpur pass through Cameron Highlands as an alternative to go to Kelantan, as KL Karak Expressway often stuffed with cars during major holidays. There is also another video about the KL Karak Expressway you can watch to know more. Before exiting Pahang, there are greenhouses again and orang asli settlements through the way. As the new road is wider and safer than the old Tapah Ringlet Road, heavy vehicles such as lorries and buses prefer this road over the old road. And there you have it, a road trip review in Cameron Highlands. A highlands tucked in the middle of Titiwangsa Range turned to major road intersections that explain the terrible traffic. When was the last time you visited Cameron Highlands? You may comment down below. If you like to visit Cameron Highlands, there are two main ways to enter the Highlands. By private vehicles, Tapah Ringlet Road is the nearest entrance with Kuala Lumpur. However, the road is windy and narrow and pothole ridden, thus the drivers and passengers are prone to motion sickness. Get the seat back ready. Another entrance that is newer, wider and generally safer is via Simpang Pulai Lodging Road, which is second East-West Highway. This road starts near Ipoh, which is also acts as a connection between Perak and southern Kelantan. Another road to Cameron Highlands is via Sungai Koyan, the only road that connects Cameron Highlands with the rest of Pahang. The only public transport between Cameron Highlands and the other parts of the peninsula is by express bus. Terminal Frisia, the express bus terminal, is located at Tanah Rata, the district capital. To move around within the highlands, there are taxis which charge fixed hourly and daily fare at Tanah Rata and Brinchang. But beware, the traffic could be slow on weekends and public holidays as there are more vehicles on the road and parking is difficult to get. Reference list in the form of article is in the description for your further reference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new about Cameron Highlands and how the cool climate turned the sparsely inhabited highland into a national tourist destination. Thank you so much for watching again and see you in the next video.